morning! It's time for another family story time. My name's Miss Rosana. I'm from the Schaumburg Library, and this is...
Hi guys, my name's Ellie.
And we are going to be doing a monster-themed story time. And we have a whole new hello song for you. It's to the tune of London Bridge. It's called Hi, Hello, and How Are You? You ready? Okay. Hi, hello, and how are you? How are you? How are you? Hi, hello, and how are you? How are you today? Hi, hello, and clap your hands, clap your hands, clap your hands. Hi, hello, and clap your hands today. Hi, hello, and stomp your feet, stomp your feet, stomp your feet. Hi, hello, and stomp your feet today. Hi, hello, it's story time, story time, story time. Hi, hello, it's story time. We'll read and sing and play. All right. Our first book is called Monster Trouble by Lane Fredrickson and illustrations by Michael Robertson. Ooh. Winifred Schnitzel was never afraid, not of monsters or ghouls or the noises they made. She loved scary movies and werewolves and thunder and peg-legged pirates who buried their plunder. Still, Winifred's bedtime was hardly spook-free. The neighborhood monsters would not let her be. Each night they'd show up and attempt to be scary. Some would growl, some would belch, some were slimy, some hairy. Ooh. But all of their monsterly mayhem was moot, because Winifred Schnitzel thought monsters were cute. Still, night after night, all those monsters kept creeping into Winifred's room, interrupting her sleeping. Too tired for math, too exhausted for fun, she finally decided those monsters are done. She ordered a book titled Monsters Beware and constructed the sticky string small monster snare. But that night, the big monsters all showed up first. The sticky string snare got so stretched that it burst. There were monsters on bedposts and stuck to the wall. They made slingshots from string. They were having a ball. Winifred sighed. They were louder than ever. She knew that she needed to try something clever. So she brought in some stinky old Limburger cheese. The label said, "Caution makes big monsters sneeze." The monsters just called up the Goblin Street Deli. They ordered in bagels and fish eyeball jelly.
Ugh.
Ew. Winifred barely got through the next day. She dozed off in art class and snoozed through ballet. She decided, that's it. I've got to get tough. She was tired of monsters. Enough was enough. So she built every spook trap in Monsters Beware and one of her own called the Prickly Bum Chair. Ouch. Poor Winifred yawned. She was so very sleepy. She was starting to look a bit spookishly creepy.
Poor Winifred.
Poor Winifred. When the monsters showed up with their howling and roaring, Winifred Schnitzel was already snoring. She was dreaming of puppies when a monster went hiss. She reached out and gave it a big, sleepy kiss. Mwah! The monster yelled, yuck! All the others were heaving. One gagged, and a big monster shouted, I'm leaving! Winifred knew that despite their uniqueness, she discovered that monsters had one silly weakness. So she puckered and pouted and kissed them all good. Those monsters screamed, running fast as they could. Now Winifred sleeps soundly at night. In the daytime, she's happy and perky and bright. But sometimes she finds that a monster's crept in right around bedtime with a monsterly grin. She ignores all the growling and roaring and hissing, since the one thing that monsters hate most is...
Kissing!
Kissing! Bye-bye, monsters! Mwah! All right. Now we're going to do a little flannel version of a story called Go Away, Big Green Monster. You ready, Ellie?
Yeah.
Okay. Big Green Monster has a big green face and two
Yellow
round
eyes.
Big Green Monster has a long
Bluish greenish nose.
Yeah. Big Green Monster has a big, wide, red mouth with
Sharp teeth.
sharp white teeth. Big Green Monster has two squiggly
Bluish greenish ears.
and purple scraggly hair.
But I'm not scared of you.
I'm not scared of you either, Big Green Monster. Go away, purple scraggly.
Hair.
Go away,
Scraggly bluish greenish
ears. Go away, white sharp pointy
teeth.
and a big red wide mouth. Go away, long bluish greenish nose. Go away, two yellow round eyes. And go away, big green face. Go away, Big Green Monster, and never come back again. All right.
Now I'm scared of us.
Now he's scared of us, you think? Hope so. All right, can you get our special guest?
Hello, I'm Grover.
It's Grover, because we are going to read a family favorite called The Monster at the End of This Book, starring lovable, furry, old Grover. Hello, everybody! All right, you guys ready? Let's do it. The Monster at the End of This Book. This is a very dull page. What is on the next page? What did that say? On the first page, what did that say? Did that say there will be a monster at the end of this book? It did? I am so scared of monsters. Shh. Listen, I have an idea. If you do not turn any pages, we will never get to the end of this book. And that is good, because there is a monster at the end of this book. So please, do not turn the page. Should we turn the page?
Yes.
You turn the page!
This book is funny.
This book is funny. Maybe you do not understand. You see, turning pages will bring us to the end of this book. And there is a monster at the end of this book. But this will stop you from turning pages. See, I am tying the pages together so you cannot. You turn another page! You do not know what you are doing to me. Now, stop turning pages. There. I, Grover, am nailing this page to the next one so that you will not be able to turn it, and we will not get any closer to the monster at the end of this book.
Yeah, turn good.
All right, all right, all right. Do you know that every time you turn another page, you not only get us closer to the monster at the end of this book, but you make a terrible mess.
I don't think so.
This will stop you from turning pages. A heavy, thick, solid, strong brick wall. I would just like to see you try to turn this page. Poor Grover. Do you know that you are very strong? The next page is the end of this book, and there is a monster at the end of this book. Oh, I am so scared. Please do not turn the page. Please, please, please. monster at the end of this book, and you were so scared. I told you and told you there was nothing to be afraid of. Oh, I am so embarrassed.
I remember that part.
All right, and we are going to close out our story time with a song that's also based on a book called If You're a Monster and You Know It. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you're a monster and you know it, snort and growl. If you're a monster and you know it, snort and growl. If you're a monster and you know it, and you really want to show it. If you're a monster and you know it, snort and growl. If you're a monster and you know it, clap your claws. If you're a monster and you know it, clap your claws. If you're a monster and you know it, and you really want to show it. If you're a monster and you know it, clap your claws. If you're a monster and you know it, stomp your paws. If you're a monster and you know it, stomp your paws. If you're a monster and you know it, and you really want to show it. If you're a monster and you know it, stomp your paws. If you're a monster and you know it, twitch your tail. If you're a monster and you know it, twitch your tail. If you're a monster and you know it, and you really want to show it. If you're a monster and you know it, twitch your tail. If you're a monster and you know it, wiggle your warts. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. If you're a monster and you know it, wiggle your warts. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. If you're a monster and you know it, and you really want to show it. If you're a monster and you know it, wiggle your warts. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And this is the last one. Ready? If you're a monster and you know it, give a roar. Roar! If you're a monster and you know it, give a roar. Roar! If you're a monster and you know it, and you really want to show it. If you're a monster and you know it, give a roar. Roar!